Life can be a mysterious journey, especially when we lose someone we love. But what if our loved ones never truly leave us? What if, even after they're gone, they find ways to let us know they're still around, watching over us and sending us their love? Today, I want to share with you a story about 9 special signs that might show your departed loved one is still with you. These signs are often subtle, easy to miss if you're not paying attention, but once you start noticing them, they can bring so much comfort and peace to your heart. Number 1. Unexpected sensations and gestures. Sometimes, people feel gentle touches, as if someone invisible is reaching out to them. Sarah experienced this after losing her grandmother. One day, while sitting in her living room feeling sad, she felt a gentle touch on her shoulder. It was light, almost like a breeze, but warm and comforting. Sarah remembered how her grandmother used to pat her shoulder just like that when she was upset. These unexpected sensations can take many forms. You might feel a light touch on your hand, or the feeling of being hugged. Some people experience a cool breeze on a still day or a warm feeling washing over them when thinking about their loved one. These sensations often come when we're feeling down or need support. It's as if our loved ones are reaching out to remind us that they're still here for us. It's important to pay attention to these moments. They might seem small, but they can be powerful reminders of the ongoing connection we have with our loved ones. Number 2. Vivid dreams or images. Dreams can be a powerful way for our loved ones to communicate with us. Mike had this experience after his father passed away. He started having vivid dreams where his dad would appear, looking healthy and happy. These dreams felt incredibly real, and when Mike woke up, he could almost smell his father's favorite cologne. Unlike regular dreams, these often feel very real and leave a strong emotional impact. In these dreams, our loved ones might give us advice, comfort us, or simply spend time with us like they used to. Some people even report receiving important messages or answers to questions they've been struggling with. If you have these kinds of dreams, try keeping a dream journal. Write down what happened in the dream, how it made you feel, and any messages you received. Over time, you might start to see patterns or gain insights you didn't notice before. Number 3. Unexplained movements or displacement of objects. Have you ever been sure you left something in one place, only to find it somewhere completely different? This could be a sign from your loved one. Emily noticed this happening in her house after her husband passed away. Objects would move on their own, especially things that belonged to him. His favorite mug would be in a different spot than where she left it, or his old watch would suddenly appear on the nightstand when she was sure it was in the drawer. These unexplained movements can be subtle signs that our loved ones are trying to get our attention. It's not always big and dramatic movements. Often, it's small things like a book falling off a shelf for no reason, a picture frame tilting on its own, or finding an object in a place you're sure you didn't put it. These occurrences often happen with items that had special meaning to your loved one or were connected to important memories you shared. Pay attention to these small changes, especially if they happen repeatedly with meaningful objects. Number 4. Perceiving familiar aromas. Have you ever caught a whiff of a familiar scent that reminded you of someone special? That's what happened to Tom. He was walking in the park when suddenly he smelled his mother's favorite perfume. It was so clear and strong, but there was no one around wearing perfume. Familiar scents appearing out of nowhere is one of the most powerful signs of a loved one's presence. It might be their favorite perfume or cologne, the smell of their favorite food, or even the scent of flowers they loved. These smells often appear suddenly and disappear just as quickly, leaving us with a strong sense of our loved one's presence. Our sense of smell is closely linked to memory and emotion, which is why these experiences can be so powerful. When you encounter these familiar scents, take a moment to pause and remember your loved one. It might be their way of letting you know they're still with you. Number 5. Hearing voices or names in unexpected places. Sometimes the signs can be even more direct. Lisa was having a really tough day at work, feeling overwhelmed and stressed. As she was walking down a busy street, she clearly heard someone call her name. It sounded just like her sister who had passed away a few years ago. Lisa looked around but couldn't see anyone she knew. Hearing voices or names in unexpected places is another way our loved ones might try to communicate with us. It's not always a clear voice. Sometimes it might be a whisper or a sound that reminds you of their voice. These auditory experiences often happen when we're going through difficult times, as if our loved ones are trying to offer support or guidance. If you experience this, try not to brush it off as just your imagination. Instead, take a moment to acknowledge the experience and the comfort it brings. Number 6. Sudden changes in emotions. Emotions can also be a way our loved ones communicate with us. You might feel a wave of peace wash over you when you're upset or a surge of courage when you're facing a challenge. These emotions often feel different from our usual feelings. They come on suddenly and strongly and leave us with a sense that we're not alone. Jack experienced this at his daughter's wedding. He was feeling both happy and sad that his wife couldn't be there to see it. Suddenly, in the middle of the ceremony, he felt an overwhelming sense of joy and love wash over him. It wasn't just happiness about the wedding. It felt like his wife was there, sharing in the moment and filling his heart with her love. Pay attention to these emotional shifts, especially if they seem to come out of nowhere or feel particularly intense. They might be your loved one's way of offering support and love. Number 7. Repetitive symbols or numbers. Numbers and symbols can be powerful signs too. Maria kept seeing the number 1111 everywhere, on clocks, license plates, even page numbers. She remembered that her father always said 1111 was a lucky number. Seeing it so often made Maria feel like her dad was sending her little reminders that he was still looking out for her. Repetitive symbols or numbers can be a subtle way for our loved ones to communicate. It might be a number that was significant to them, or a symbol that reminds you of them. These signs often appear when we need guidance or reassurance, as if our loved ones are trying to send us a message. Start paying attention to numbers or symbols that keep appearing in your life. They might seem like coincidences at first, but if they keep showing up, especially at meaningful times, they could be signs from your loved one. Number 8. Anomalous behavior of animals and birds. Animals can sometimes act as messengers between worlds. David noticed a beautiful blue jay that started visiting his garden every morning. It would perch on the fence and seem to watch him as he had his morning coffee. Blue jays were his brother's favorite birds, and seeing this one every day made David feel like his brother was saying good morning in his own special way. Unusual animal behavior is often seen as a sign of a loved one's presence. It might be a bird that seems to be watching you, a butterfly that lands near you and stays longer than usual, or even your pet acting strangely, staring at a specific spot in the room or seeming to interact with something you can't see. Animals are believed to be more sensitive to spiritual energies, so they might be able to perceive our loved ones when we can't. Pay attention to unusual animal behavior, especially if it involves animals that were significant to your loved one. Number 9. The feeling of being watched or not being alone. Lastly, there's the feeling of not being alone even when you are. Rachel often felt this when she was home by herself. It wasn't a scary feeling but a comforting one, like someone was watching over her. This feeling of being watched or not being alone is one of the most common signs of a loved one's presence. It's usually not a frightening feeling, but a comforting one, like someone is there, looking out for you. You might feel this presence more strongly in places that were special to your loved one or during times when you really need support. Trust your instincts when you have these feelings. While it's important to stay grounded in reality, it's also okay to find comfort in these sensations of presence. These signs are like little whispers from our loved ones, reminding us that love doesn't end when life does. They're still with us, just in a different way. Sometimes all we need to do is open our hearts and pay attention to the small things around us. It's important to remember that these signs don't always happen in big. They're often quiet, easy to miss if we're not looking. But when we notice them, they can bring so much comfort and peace. They remind us that the bond we share with our loved ones is stronger than anything, even death.